Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in if you're tuning in live. If not, thanks for watching. So today I'm just going to do a chat test with the Necrozma deck that came with the tin that we opened. So we're going to try that out, see how it matches up to the Marshadow deck. Didn't have much love myself for the Marshadow deck. It's fine when played around with a bit, but what I was doing is trying to see how these decks perform, how playable they are from the code fresh from the pack. So if you're a brand new player to the game and you don't have any other cards, if you load that online, how it would go. So I'm going to try out first the Necrozma deck today. Obviously, I've opened a few of these tins, so I've got a number of these. I need to stop redeeming them. But I will be doing a giveaway soon where I'll start giving that kind of thing away. So that won't happen again anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and start up a game now with the Dark Prism deck, it's called. So I'm going to get right into this, concentrate on the performance of the game. After that, we're going to do some challenges. I've got a few challenges to try and level up. So we're going to try and do whatever match is necessary to sort out the leveling up on Pokemon PTCGO, which we are level 10 at the moment. Okay, so if you guys have opened any of these tins, let me know in the comments below. Let me know, did you play the deck? Did you play it and adapt it and change it? Was that really a consideration when you purchased it, or was it just not even something that you were interested in? Just let me know. Okay, I'm gonna go here and touch the poison barb. Deck comes with some nice holographic energies. Comes with a number of those. So definitely looks good when you're playing. Gets you started off with a bit of style, I guess. Oh, that was good. Okay, we're gonna have to pass the turn. Nothing else we can do there. So, I mean, at first glance, it definitely looks like this deck's a bit more playable. Straight off the bat, we've got basic Pokemon like Seviper with a more poison ability, can do poison where it damages at 20 a turn instead of 10 a turn. And, a basic Pokemon with 100 HP. Yeah, it takes 3 energy for the attack, but, definitely, not a bad starting Pokemon. And then we've got things like Toxapex, Toxicroak, got a decent selection of playable trainer cards. So, I mean, already I'm starting to like the Necrozma deck a bit more than the Marshadow one. Also, I believe one of the challenges that I'm active on PTCGO right now, in terms of trying to level up, is it's a psychic challenge. So it's to do with, it's the one of the put more than 7 or put more than 10 psychic evolution Pokemon into play to complete the challenge. So I think I've done about 2 or 3. So actually playing with this deck will probably already get me through that challenge, which is great. Let's see. Yeah, so we can actually use that to just shove out their stadium card. Yeah, we can certainly Ultra Ball here. We need to get some basic Pokemon onto the bench. So I'm going to go ahead and discard this one and the energy recycler. We don't have any discarded energy at the moment, so that shouldn't be too useful. I'm going to go ahead and get a Krogunk, and no, we can only get one. So yeah, we'll go for Krogunk for now. We can get him evolved next turn into Toxicroak, so which is great, and then start attaching some energy. And a little bit annoying here that we can't have another energy attached and start to get something on the board in terms of attacks. Not got anything to draw with really. Okay, let's have a look here. Each player counts their hand, shuffle those cards into their deck, then draws that many cards. Okay, so that potentially could definitely get us some energy card and some other useful things. So I'm going to go ahead and use Wick. Not a trainer card that I've really used before. None of the standard theme decks or anything I've had have had that card in. Well, you might as well attach the Poison Barb to Toxicroak, attach this energy here to Seviper, and we'll go ahead and use the Venomous Fang. So 30 damage, and then additional 20. Wow, and he's actually out. Yeah, additional 20 each turn for the poison. So, I suppose it goes with the theme, a much more venomous poison than the regular one. Okay, we'll go ahead and bench this Esper. We've got Professor Kukui. Quite a fan of this card to play that. We'll attach energy to Toxicroak. I like to make use of the attachment of energy for turn, as I'm sure most players do. Okay, nothing great there, but it does add to our damage for this turn to our opponent. So we'll bench these Pokemon and go ahead. That's a misplay from me. I should have. I didn't mean to click on that. There we go. Can't be helped. It says me right for clicking too much. Okay. Yeah, so we're down to 4 prize cards. And we've only got 10 damage on our Seviper. So our opponent discarded our trainer, stadium trainer, Ultra of the Moon, but not a big deal. Not that we were really utilizing that in our strategy at the moment. Okay, so that's actually great. I'd almost forgotten that we had activated the Poison Barb. So that's really useful. So we've got a Necrozma here. Don't know if I want to get too overexcited about promoting the Necrozma before it's time. So okay, so we go ahead and use the time pool. And I think the best thing to do would be if we go ahead and have a look at what we've got here. Got Esper, Oricorio. I mean, we can take a Meowstic if possible. Yeah, take a Meowstic. Evolve one of the Esper. Okay, that's fantastic. So we're down to 3 prize cards now. Pick up an energy, that's fine. And we've got opponents, got Magikarp here. Arcanine. Okay, not too concerned. Still got 70 hit points left, so I'm not going to be looking to use this max potion. Just going to take away that Magikarp, and then I mean, I would have thought that my opponent might have another basic Pokemon. I'm not sure. Interesting. Why did they discard that potion there? That is interesting. Ah, unless they wanted to Ultra Ball for some energy. Okay. Yeah, that might make sense. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and use the Toxicroak. I'll go ahead and use Sophocles, discard the Max Potion and the Oricorio. Don't need those. And yep, that's great. We get the other energy we wanted. We do also get a Nest Ball, so we can also grab another Krogunk, which is great. Use a Poison Jab. Yeah, so far I have to rate the, out the box, I have to rate this deck as more playable than the Marshadow deck. I mean, I don't know how it would turn out over a larger sample when we play with more, more games against different opponents when you play 2 or 3, but from the games I've played so far, it seems much more fun to play with. Okay, we'll use a big Melisada and evolve this Krogunk. I'll attach a DCE just to ensure that I can do as much damage as possible here. And we're going to use, for the first time, this Poison Boost attack. If this Pokemon is poisoned, this does 80 more damage than this Pokemon. Okay, no, that's fine. There we go, and we go down to 1 final prize card. Our opponent with a Magikarp now. And how awesome that is. Literally, don't hardly need to do anything. Just give them 1 little poison jab, and that is game. So that's fantastic. And they only take 1 prize. So let's see how that might have completed the challenge, which I needed to do for the psychic leveling up. So we'll see. Yes, it did. So I got 3 challenges happening at the moment on daily challenges. So that was one of them. So that's great. yeah, it doesn't quite level us up in terms of our overall level, but that is great. Okay, so let's go ahead and just check out which other challenges we have active at the moment. Okay, so we've got Rising Tides, put 7 Water Evolution Pokemon into play, and then we've got this one, which gives us the most XP. You can see the amount of XP that it increases in your top right, which is 3 XP, Dazzling Power, knock out 12 opposing Pokemon with your Fairy type Pokemon. So I think we're closest to this one. I think we'll go ahead and play one game with the Fairy setup that I have at the moment. I think that'll be the first game that I've ever streamed with that deck. It's not the greatest deck in the world by any means. It is a deck that I've put together with the fairy Pokemon I have so far. It's got the two Gardevoir EX, Mega Gardevoir EX, Diancie EX, and some non-EX Diancie, and then plays a bunch of QT Fly, Rabombi, for energy draw support. So it's not fantastic, not bad, but it's been fairly good, especially as I didn't have that many cards when I set this up. Okay, yeah, ideally we would have been able to grab a normal Gardevoir, but we can get the Diancie instead. And then we'll go ahead and use Lily. Better off using Lily on the first turn where possible. Draws 8. Got our routes there. We'll put this other one, Wishful Baton, onto Diancie, as we may use her for an attacker later on in the game. And that's it. As we wait for our opponent here, just remembered, I believe tomorrow evening, I'm going to be unboxing a Charizard GX box on my channel. That's a Charizard GX premium collection box. So I'm going to be looking forward to that. So do check that out. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so that you can, be the first to check that out and you get notified when I release new videos. Also, tiny bit of a sort of spoiler here, but I do have a special set of videos coming out that I'm going to be doing, which go back in time over the last 12 sets, and we open booster packs from the last 12 sets. So we're from the most up-to-date at Crimson Invasion, going back for 12 sets. We'll be opening up booster packs right the way back, going through the journey over the last 12 set releases. So it should be really great fun. It should make for great content. And also I'm going to come up with some kind of competition, some kind of giveaway that we can do relating to those and some of the cards that we pull. Okay, so really we want to try and get some energy loaded up onto something with a little bit more fighting power. Probably want to at least try and get this Diancie next turn into action. So you're going to draw for energy, use that honey gather ability to make sure we've got plenty of energy on our bench. Use one last pollen shot just to get some damage on the board, and then we'll swap out for Diancie. I'm hoping we don't get locked into an unwinnable matchup if this Umbreon gets going, and then my opponent gets more on the bench. Okay, so that 30 damage on Diancie's is not so bad, because when we do use Diancie's attack, the Diamond Storm, it does heal 30 damage each time, which is great. I think Fairy Pokemon seem to be pretty good with the healing abilities, and we do draw our Mega Diancie, which is great. So we'll start attaching energy to that one. Go ahead and use the Diamond Storm. Fairly surprised that my opponent used the max potion there. Not really sure why they would do that at that point in the game. If anyone else noticed something that I didn't, and there's an obvious reason why, please let me know. I'm really not sure about that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try and retreat this Diancie and do something that can get any kind of damage on the board. So I'm going to go ahead and promote this Ribombee. We could put this routes over here. We've got this Metagard Void EX, but we can't do anything with that right now. Okay, so we can go ahead and attach the last energy. I think we need no, we do. That's fine. We can go ahead and, in fact, we don't have to lose energy from the Ribombee, and we can actually use the escape rope here. As our opponent is only got one active Pokemon, it won't change anything else. And then we can go ahead and use the Wonder Stage attack. Okay, it does 70 damage. You can do 70 damage again, and we can then use a max potion after that. And we might as well, yeah, I mean, I believe we can afford to go in for one more attack here. We may as well use Honey Gather to draw, just in case something really crazy happens and we lose our Diancie EX. And we can go ahead and use this turn to attach as well. Could use this turn to attach to this Diancie here, I think. And then that should be perfect, actually, because then on the next turn, they'll be off on knocking out this Diancie. We'll retreat this Diancie, promote that one. That one will be able to attack and at the same time heal 30 damage from itself and from this Diancie. And that's considering if it doesn't knock out the Umbreon, which it probably won't do on first turn, unless they knock out this Diancie. No, so okay. All right, well, we'll try a different strategy, and thankfully that doesn't really affect our plan. We go ahead and attach to this one. Use the escape rope. In fact, we can max potion. No, we don't need to, actually. We can keep that. Yeah. I think that's the best move. Use the ability while it can to reduce that damage down. And they do put something finally onto the bench with the Oranguru. And our opponent concedes, so that's fantastic. So that's our third win on the board for the day. And I believe those knockouts will contribute to the challenge scoring as well. Let's just have a look. Okay, so knockout 12 opposing Pokemon. Did that not work? That should have worked. Okay, so let's go ahead and play one more game with the fairy deck. Okay, so looks like we're off to a fairly good start. We've drawn this Gardevoir and Mega Gardevoir here. So looks like we might be able to get the lead. We've actually pulled a DC and a Fairy Energy as well. So we might be able to get the lead in getting the attack going here, which can definitely help a lot sometimes. Okay, so obviously we've gone ahead. We've put this Mega Gardevoir up. This Gardevoir up. We've got the Mega Gardevoir on the bench on turn 2. So I'm just wondering if I was at any point utilizing this Guzma to put an opponent that they don't really want to take off the bench into the active. I'm not sure if there's any merit to that at the moment. Yeah, I mean, unless they've got an evolution, then can't see any definite merit to that. So you can go ahead and put the DCE here. We can use this turn to start getting some damage on the board. Puts 30 hit points on that duo. And let me know, guys, if you've had any issues with the game wins or the game knockouts not working for that challenge. Maybe it was just me. Maybe I didn't realize how far the challenge bar was along. But it didn't seem to acknowledge it at the end of the game. and add the knockouts to the challenge bar. So let me know if you've ever had anything like that. Okay, so nothing there. Don't know whether it's worth it to bother using that Lily. It's just ideal that we would have another Pokemon on the bench, but at this stage it's not a concern. So I'm just going to go ahead and evolve into Mega Gardevoir. That does take up the turn, and then we wait to see what our opponent does, and we'll actually be able to use Despair Ray on the next turn and take out, I believe, any of our opponents active. Yeah, apart from the Trevenant. So we are 1 for 0 on the games today so far on the stream. With that one being a fairly long game before, and then our opponent conceding. Let's have a look. So what we could do is go ahead here and get the first hit on this Trevenant by using Guzma. Or we could put Snorlax into play and be one attack off hitting knockout for Snorlax, and then also it can't retreat very easily as it has 4 in the retreat. Just trying to think strategically what the best move is here. Yeah, I think we Guzma to try and get the first hit onto that Trevenant before he gets another energy attached to it. So I'm going to go ahead and Despair Ray. I know we'll probably end up taking some damage, but I think that damage is negligible compared to if we don't use that opportunity and let him start attaching energy and then having the first hit rather than us taking the initiative. So again, if you've just tuned in, let me know if you've tried any of the decks. Obviously, we had much more success with the Necrozma deck today, much more playable than its Marshadow counterpart from the trio tins. And we're going to be trying out the Ho-Oh deck tomorrow after we open up the Charizard GX Premium Collection box. Then we'll be having a look at the Ho-Oh deck, trying that out, and then obviously continuing with the challenges as well. So obviously that move gives us the option to discard one more Pokemon to do another 10 damage, and it's not necessary for us at the moment. And we do need to think about what to do with this Mega Gardevoir. I can use a Max Potion here. Not ideal. I probably would rather have use the Acerola, attach an energy to Volt and then retreat. Yeah, I think that's the best move. So on our next turn, we'll use an Acerola, then we'll rebench, attach a energy to Ralts, and then let's have a look. Okay. Not sure what my opponent saw the benefit in that. Okay, fair enough. So we go ahead and evolve this Ralts into Curlia. And this actually is better because it means we can get some damage onto the Doduo rather than having to retreat straight back out. Can go ahead and see what this great board does for us. I've got another Curlia there, and that's about it. So not the greatest, but that's not a problem. It's not really a worry. So we'll go ahead and use Acerola. Acerola up this Gardevoir. get the things back. So obviously stops our opponent taking a prize card. We'll put the Gardevoir back down. We'll just hit for the basic 20 with Curlier, leaving the opponent's Doduo with 10 hit points left. Yeah, so as I was saying, we're going to be opening the Charizard GX Premium Collection box tomorrow, and then later on in the afternoon, I will be testing out the Ho-Oh deck that we opened from the tin. So I think we just keep this Curlier inactive. I think we use this turn to take out the Doduo. Okay, so that takes us down to 3 prize cards. And hopefully these are racking up the knockouts onto our challenge, so that we can complete that challenge and hopefully ultimately level up. Okay, and we do have energy attached to the Gardevoir in case we need to utilize that. So go ahead and get some damage now onto this next Doduo. So I mean, it does feel like we've got a little bit of a checkmate, if you like, on our opponent at the moment, and they don't seem to be able to get much actively happening for them. Yeah, I'm still not really seeing any, real merit to me. I mean, yeah, he could attach energy on the next turn, use a tiny punch and knock me out. So I can now finally retreat this Curlier, which stayed in the active a lot longer than we had initially intended it to. We can use Gardevoir to do an attack here, and then we can, if we need to, we can evolve next turn to Mega Gardevoir EX. But that's, seems to be working pretty straightforward there. So we go ahead and knock out that Kangaskhan and takes us down to 1 prize. Okay, so we're facing Meowth here for our final prize card. And they do go ahead and evolve it into Persian. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and try and end game here, and there we go. So that's fine. That's great. We won. We played 2 games on stream today, and we won 2, so that's great. Okay, so it wasn't adding the stuff on the bar, but it has worked. Okay, so that definitely worked. Obviously, that unlocked that booster pack there, and gave us the XP points. So that's great. I think it was working. So we can go over to challenges here. We'll probably just see the one remaining. Yeah, so we're just the one remaining with the Rising Tides, putting 7 evolution Pokemon into play. So I think I'm just gonna play this last game off stream. I think we've tried out the Necrozma deck. The Necrozma deck was pretty good for a sort of standard out the pack product. So I'm gonna sort of call it an evening there. I might play 1 or 2 more who level up here, and then call it a day. So I'm looking forward to the Charizard GX box tomorrow. If you've checked out the other 10 opening videos, thank you very much. If you haven't, go back and check those out, get up to date, and then we'll be ready tomorrow to crack on with the Charizard GX Premium Collection box, and then trying out the Ho-Oh deck later on in the evening. So thanks for joining me. See you next time.